How much was this?
1600.
And what is this?
Prime RVX.
So the Prime RVX. Brand new, 1600. In a year's time, we'll have a brand new one.
So if you've seen my last video, I went and shot the Lift 29, basically thinking that I was gonna get that bow. And you know, Michael ended up throwing in this Prime RVX32 right at the end of the shooting session, and I shot it 2 or 3 times, and I said, you know what, this is the bow. And today is the day that I have the money to go up there and finish the payment. And we're gonna go pick this bad boy up, and you know, we'll see you there. Here we go. I tell you, man, the biggest thing for me with this, when you put it in your hand, I mean, it sits flat. I got a lot of flack for going with this over that Lift. There's no doubt about it. Everybody was saying.
In the grand scheme of things, like there's no right or wrong, who's better than who. It's just what feels best to you, and you like the Prime best.
When I first shot it, I just sat there for a second and I was like, what is this again?
I mean, that's a common reaction, just because, I mean, even though Prime, they're right up there with Mathews.
There's just not a lot of videos on it.
Yeah, and especially like in this area, Mathews and Hoyts and stuff are so much more dominant.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a sleeper bow, because we get a lot of guys coming in that are maybe dead set on the Mathews or something else.
Yeah.
If you're gonna shoot them all, and they'll try a Prime. And you can see a lot of guys that are like just die-hard Mathews shooters.
Yeah. Which is kind of what I was hoping for. I wanted a Mathews bow. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed that I liked it.
They'll come in and shoot the Mathews, and they'll shoot the Prime, and you can tell immediately just by the look on their face they like the Prime.
Do they like it, bro?
They'll go with the Mathews just because it's what they know.
Which I almost did.
But you can tell when they shoot it, they're like, damn.
Yeah. What's this on, 60 something?
I think I have it at like 63, 64.
Okay, that's perfect. Biggest thing is like when I draw this, it just gives it to me right there. So that's what I want. We want me to shoot just whatever?
Yeah, just whatever.
Yeah, that peeps a little low.
So I think as far as kind of what people are saying as far as draw length goes, so really it's more do some posture things. So you kind of lean a little bit. So I would say just kind of
that too. I've learned a lot about myself since I put that video up. I tell you that right now. Yeah, I lean, and I went back and watched some other videos because somebody else said that. I didn't used to do that until I started shooting that. That's 80-pound limbs. When I first bought it, I had it at 78 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, really getting into it. And it's just like it stayed like that because I don't know. I just felt like I had to.
You're kind of like getting a little bit more, and then
So just don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna try not to do that this time.
Yeah, so when you draw back this time, and I'll kind of tweak you. So the big thing, bring your stance a little bit closer together.
So you're saying that whenever I go to shoot, make sure my stance is about shoulder width.
Yeah.
Don't leave it.
Yeah, so what I like to do, and make sure get your hips and everything underneath you. Yeah. Just like so. And then what I like to do is, so on my lead foot, just so I can open up my stance just a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll actually drop this foot back just a little bit and open it out. So where my big toe is about even with the ball of my foot right here. And what that does is that just opens up your stance ever so slightly. So one, you'll get a little bit more bowstring clearance. So again, like from hunting, if you're wearing bulky clothes, stuff like that. Right. And to me, it just feels a little bit more comfortable than having like more of a closed
comfortable
off.
To me too. And then when I go to draw, just don't lean over the foot. Just.
Yeah, so think of standing up nice and tall.
Is that pretty good?
Try to bring your feet a little closer together. There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, and then try to think of like getting your hips underneath you, like standing up nice and tall. There we go.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a little low, so I'm just going to shoot it, okay?
That's fine. Go right ahead.
That felt better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also what that does is by bringing everything together, you're getting a stronger core and a stronger base by doing that.
When you say bring it, just stand up straight. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So
like, I'm a very lazy, just like walker. Posture
I'm
terrible.
the same way.
Yeah.
But the best way to think about it is like when you're at full draw, think of like proud chest, dropping your scapula back, just kind of like stand up. And because I have an issue with like, and a lot of people do, like with kind of like a pelvic tilt. So I think of like trying to bring my pelvis and everything underneath, like getting my hips underneath me.
So just
you have a
like
strong...
you're trying to look strong.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to, just basically make it muscle memory. There you go.
Like that.
Stand up nice and tall. And if you can rest the tip of your nose on the string, there you go. And that just gives you an extra reference and anchor position to pull back to. How's that peep?
It feels good. The peep's way low.
That peep is backwards, so I'll probably have to flip it around here in a second.
It ain't gonna fling out of my eye here.
Nah.
I've had that happen. If it'll happen to me. I'm telling you, if it can happen.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna flip it.
Are you sure?
Just in case.
Okay. I'll take it out. Light blink. Yeah.
Now rotate.
Put with this.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Boy, that turkey be jumping on top of him. When I first walked in here, I thought that was a mount. Pretty cool.
One thing I would potentially look at doing if you're interested in trying that I'm a fan of, and it really helps with establishing a good anchor on your nose.
Yeah, what you got?
Is a nose button.
You like that?
I use one on my bows. If you want, I can throw it on. You can try it.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw that on real quick.
Do you think that stabilizer kind of sucks?
What I'd recommend if you want one that's gonna really balance out the
$200
bow,
one over here?
No.
Let's see.
No, these bow fingers right here, this 8-inch, they're $99.99. Love them. Yeah. Throw it on if you try this.
I'm gonna try it, yeah. So we added this Bowmar nose kisser, just put, and we added he threw a bow finger.
That's the 8-inch.
8-inch stabilizer. So we're gonna try that out. I may buy that. So we're looking for the peep and the kiss.
Yeah, so basically what we're looking for now, and I just kind of eyeballed this, so we'll get it set. But basically you want it to where these are just right on the very point of the nose. Just find a good reference spot. One, it gives you something to feel, but also a big thing is a common thing on today's bows, especially with like these high let-off bows, is excessive facial pressure. Because at full draw, all that load is in the cables.
Right.
So at full draw, I could basically take your string and just
So it's natural to just push it.
Yeah, so a lot of people, like, they really bury their face. So basically what's happening is when you're putting a bend in that string, when you go to release, it's basically whipping, and it causes excess oscillation, so it can affect your tuning and arrow flight. So like a lot of guys you'll see, like, will paper tune their bow, and they'll be getting just, super clean tear. And
Go
then, like,
home.
go shoot them. Like, man, I see an arrow kick, and I'll take one look, and they're just burying in their face, and I'll tell them to lighten it up, and it cleans everything up.
That'll probably be me in a week. I can definitely feel the weight. It's definitely leaning, which is good, right?
Yeah, and you can also, because you can add, remove weight on this. I think this is 2 ounces on it now, so you could take an ounce off, and maybe you felt like you were dipping down a little bit, you could pull an ounce off.
Was that better or what?
Yeah. So try to bring your feet together just a little bit more.
I'm too far out.
There we go.
It's still a little low.
Hold that right there.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good right there.
What'd you think?
That feels pretty good. I would probably take one of these off, but I mean, I can tinker with all that. I mean.
But that being said, like with your setup right now, if you were to maybe go to the 10 or the 12-inch on here, then I would almost recommend looking at doing a back bar setup to offset
See, I don't even want to do all that, because I think for me, what I need to do is just focus on this.
8 inches is about the minimum I go on.
You wouldn't go 6.
I would just probably pop an ounce off and run the 8.
So go with the 8.
Yeah.
All right. I leaned forward, didn't I? It's going to take a long time to get that out.
Man, it's not anywhere near what it was.
For whatever reason, that seems low. Let me try to set this down. That's good. Is it possible that it moved or no?
Maybe.
Am I tripping?
I mean, it could.
Tell me if I'm tripping, That's way better.
Yeah, there we go. So, I bumped it up just a hair. You like that right there?
That's money. Can we tie that?
Yep.
All right, let's tie that right there. All right, so we're paper tuning it. Michael's gonna adjust the shims because I got a right tear, right?
Yeah.
Prime came out with that?
For this year they did. So this is basically an aftermarket piece because everybody's kind of been like PSE, I think Hoyt, and like Bowtech. They have basically adjustable draw stops. So this is Prime's version of that.
That's awesome.
But these actually make that back wall a lot more solid feeling at full draw as well.
All right, let's do that. So he's gonna put that on there.
Yeah, so see if you notice the difference in just how firm that back wall is.
All right. I definitely feel a difference, you know, now that I'm thinking about it. It does feel pretty solid.
Yeah, it just firms up that back wall just a little bit.
Am I good where I'm shooting?
Yep. So that's what we want right there.
Money?
And where the 3 veins are going through right there.
That's good, bro. That's probably better than any bow I've ever had.
It at least lets you know the arrow's coming out of the bow perfectly straight, so the fletching can start steering a lot quicker. It can start to correct itself a lot quicker.
Yeah, you can feel it.
There you go. Lean back just a little bit.
Punched it, but
you'll also be able to learn and feel like maybe we do need to tweak a little something along the way.
Right. Oh, it's good, man. It's good. I can tell. It just feels good, man, in my hand. I told my wife $1,000, so we kept it under it. I would have bought that Target. She'd been pissed.